Troy Aikman at the Children's Cancer Fund. So we've got the Super Bowl figured out. All you got to do is not be a staff hog and get done. And it really did work for you. It helps. I want to know about what in your background caused you to say yes to not only this, but all the charitable stuff you do. Dak likes to cite, of course, the struggles that he's had with his family, cancer and beyond. What drove you at really a young age to think about it and care about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I had good mentors that were there in front of me that just provided an opportunity for me to get involved and kind of use the platform of being the Cowboys quarterback and helping less fortunate people. I mean, Roger Staubach certainly being one of those, and got involved with my own foundation and was able to do some things. And
your sainted mother.
My sainted mother, yes. And you know, it really, I'm not the exception. The norm is so many of these players. I really applaud all the players around the league, all the work that they do to help in the community. I know Dallas is fortunate to have the people that they have that help out year in and year out. But yeah, I just felt, not that it was an expectation, but I thought it was just something that I had the ability to do and wanted to be a part of it.
How'd the network switch work out for you in year one?
It was good, you know.
Is it growing pains? Is it? 'Cause you were with those people.
Yeah.
We talked about this at the time, that you were leaving a family of a sort.
Yeah, well, it is. It is a family. You're on the road, and you know, we were a close-knit group. So you miss a lot of people, but then you make new friends. And I was able to do that last year. It was, you know, every network does it a little bit differently. ESPN certainly did, but love the Monday night platform. Love the history of the booth and being a part of that legacy.
And finally, Beer Me.
Yeah,
that's going well.
It's doing well. I was in South Texas all this week and doing a lot. Been traversing the state over the last year and a half, and getting people excited about it, exposing the beer to so many folks. And I think once they try it, they like it.
I think didn't win an award.
We were the #1 independent new beer last year in the country, even though we're only in the state of Texas being distributed. So
well, it's a big state.
It is a big state. It is a big state. So, you know, our first year exceeded our expectations. We sold 130,000 cases, so it was really a great launch. And now year two, we're no longer the new shiny object, and we're not the new kids on the block, and we got to prove that we can continue to grow.
And is there some video and I'm in it?
There is, yeah, and I'm going to get that to you because I know how much you want to see yourself.
Well, and I need to sign off, and you need to pay me for my rights.
You're thinking lawsuit, huh?
I'm thinking a case of 8 beer. We really do. Thanks, kid. We are in downtown Dallas, the Children's Cancer Fund. You are the co-chair and have been for a long time now. Dak Prescott involved with you. You mentioned in the group session about the numbers, and you're talking about stats. And I bump into this as an old timer. You know that AIKMAN, he didn't have all that many stats.
That's right.
Your point about Dak is the same point I make about you. It's not about that.
Yeah. Well, it never has been.
Right.
I mean, it never has been. It shouldn't be for anybody. I mean, the reason you put a team together and the reason that quarterbacks are drafted and put in those positions is to win football games. We're all there to win football games. So the numbers in and of themselves don't really matter much, but we all recognize that that's not necessarily true, and they mean a lot to a lot of different players. There's a lot of players over the years that have said all they want to do is win, but that's not true because we see those same players upset when they're not getting their numbers. Dak's not one of those guys. So he's an old school quarterback, an old school person for that matter, and it's what I've respected so much about him.
Humbling, obviously, as you just said, for the kids to see me and to see me as a superhero, and more importantly, understanding what they're going through, where they are in their life right now, and trying to fight, looking for maybe a little boost of hope and just the courage that they already have. And just to be able to hear and to be able to insist in that is a blessing. It's a privilege. It's something that I never take lightly. This platform gives me, being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and just being able to affect and tell my story and help people's lives. It's something so special, and that's what this night is about, going out here and making it a joyful night for these young kids who obviously, as I said, are in a tough part in their life, facing adversity, but just trying to put a smile on their face and finding their strength and their passion through it.
And I can't help but think back to the moment you had in February, being here, accepting the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, something you also now share, of course, with Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman. And I have to imagine that maybe the best part of that award for you is how it's amplified your Faith Fight Finish cause that you've been running since 2017.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a blessing to be able to win that award. So humbling, the most prestigious award in the NFL, and just to be, as you just said, to have my name mentioned with not only the great Cowboy legend, Hall of Famers, Walter Payton Man of the Years, and Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman, Jason Witten, but as well as Walter Payton himself and Andrew Whitworth, and you can name them, Larry Fitzgerald. It goes on and on. It's very humbling, and as you just said, for it to shine light on my foundation, as we just trying to bring hope and trying to bring a positive attitude and just the strength in people's adversity and allow them to understand that, hey, everyone goes through it, but you can be better because of it when you embrace it, and it's been an honor. I did the unplugging early, probably right there in February, and that was it, but right back at it, been to it. Now we starting OTAs. Just getting into these meetings, I'm excited about the change, excited about what's to come, and just the attitude feels different, and it's exciting.
You spoke last month about how hard it was, of course, to see Zeke released by this team.
Sure.
Obviously, he's your best friend, and you've been there for him, as you said.
Yeah.
What has impressed you about how he's handled the adversity so far? And we know the door is still open.
Yeah, I mean, he's just continuing to grind. Zeke's somebody that doesn't get too high or too low. So, I mean, just he's consistent in the way that he's approached this day and his training that he's doing right now. And I've hung out with him here in a good bit in these past few weeks, and excited for where he's going, his future, and whatever team he gets him is going to be lucky. Hopefully, I've said it before, he comes back here. But, yeah, excited for him. I mean, that's a best friend, and football is just a part of our life, and that doesn't explain it all.
You have a new target in Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
Have you invited him up to your place to come work out yet? And what excites you about his game?
Yeah, we've definitely thrown. He's been to the house. We've got it in, and speed jumps out of the tape. But more importantly, that a professional. Having a few days this week of being around him and just watching how he carries himself through meetings, to the workouts, in between and all. True professional, and organization, this offense, all the young players are very fortunate to have a guy like that.
And finally, I saw the Rangers hooked you up with their City Connect uniform. Those studs look pretty good on you. If football was out of the equation, would baseball be your next sport, or what would it be?
Probably not. I'm going to go with basketball. Just I've got the most reps at that. But, yeah, I don't see it being baseball. Be here and to be with the kids and everyone that puts this amazing night on, just to give hope and just to see the courage and the strength in the kids and in the youth, just to be able to hear and help maybe influence that and raise that to another level. Just is special to me. Having dealt with cancer and having a history of it with my mother, not having kids, it's a different perspective, but I understand how devastating this is and how we need to get as many arms as we can and as many people as we can to go all in on this fight against it. And I just want to be here to do as much as I can, and this is the beginning of hopefully a 25 to 30 actually plus year, if it has to be there. But as Troy said, we hope every year this is the end, and so I'm just excited just to put my foot forward and join with Troy and join with Children's Cancer Fund and making this night even more special.
We'll open it up for questions.
For both of you, talked before about, again, just how this is events part of the fabric of Dallas now, and Roger part of this and everything, and the money it raises, but just each of you individually, just maybe conversations you've had from this event or doing this work, just leading up to this, that are meaningful to you on a personal basis, that go beyond just what it raises overall.
You know, I've met a lot of people through this event, and it seems like each year you run into a lot of the same folks, and I find that around Dallas, quite honestly, at the various charity events. It just seems like the same people are the ones who keep giving and giving and giving. My time with Roger, I was telling Jennifer back a few minutes ago that along with the cause and the raising the money and doing all that, I mean, the kids they're the rock stars tonight. It's wonderful to celebrate them. It's always a special night to see those kids and let them shine, and you know, it's fun. You've seen it. It's pretty amazing. But in addition to that, the highlights for me has always been my time with Roger, and it was always when we did the model reveal, and then when we would do this event tonight. Those were the two times that every year I knew I was going to run into Roger and get a chance to spend time with him. And I've always valued those moments, and we've had a lot of them in other ways, but this was a big part of it, and it really kind of began our relationship, began our friendship, I should say, kind of was cultivated here around the Children's Cancer Fund.